The Uffizi Gallery in Florence, Italy records more than 1.5 million visitors each year.
The museum is largely famous today because of its great collection of paintings, but when it was originally founded in the 16th century, even though it had paintings, the prestige items were works of ancient sculpture.
A new agreement between Indiana University's Virtual World Heritage Laboratory and the Uffizi will result in an unprecedented initiative to transform the museum's entire collection of 1,250 pieces of irreplaceable Greek and Roman sculpture into three-dimensional digital images.
These are some of the finest pieces of ancient art to survive from the Roman world.
The idea of the museum was that by making 3D models of these works and putting them on the museum's website and letting us obviously put them onto our own website at Indiana University, we could increase public awareness of this important part of the Uffizi collections and arouse a greater public interest and the interest of scholars.
The process chosen for this digitization is called photogrammetry.
Photogrammetry is the science of measuring things through photographs. So with photogrammetry you can have the 3D coordinates of a point in space. The important thing with photogrammetry is that you have to have at least 2 images for having this information.
The procedure for digitizing a statue generally goes like this. First, we put down targets. These are printed on paper and they look like targets. They have circles and crosshairs. Then we measure the distance between the centers of the targets. We really have to approach the object as if we were photographers trying to just make a single still shot of the work. But we're not going to do a still shot. We're going to take hundreds of pictures all around. So once we have the lighting set up properly, we start to shoot. And we use the best camera, full frame sensor, so it's quite sensitive and it gives us a lot of pixels. Every shot has to include the entire work of art in it, and each succeeding shot has to overlap with the preceding shot by 60%.
In the Uffizi project, I would say between 80 and 200 images. In some special case, even more. The laser scanning in general generate only the geometrical image that you are acquiring. With photogrammetry, you get at once shape and color.
We run the photos through photogrammetric software, and this software registers one photo to the next. Remember, there was that overlap of 60%.
You may have 20,000, 10,000, 100,000 points recognized at once and automatically.
So right now we've come to the work in progress on the IU Uffizi website. Then we come to a dedicated page where we have the wrestlers, and if we scroll down we have typical catalog information, the name, the inventory number, characteristics, format, materials, dimensions, and then what we call paradata, or information about the modeling process itself. And what we see when we go to one of these landing pages is now not just a still shot, but a fully interactive 3D model. And we can get literally an infinite number of views.
The utility of having the 3D models embedded into this type of database allows someone like me, when I'm researching a work, to be able to engage that work from all angles, all sides, and from different vantage points to focus in on the parts of the work that are of interest to me.
We can also, if we wish, change the lighting. Now, on a statue group like this, it's maybe not that important, but if we go to a statue with an inscription, for example, the famous Medici Venus, but if we go into the interactive 3D model, the sculpture is actually known from an inscription, and I wanted to show you the inscription on the base, because here our ability to change the lighting, if we come in at it, it's rather dark, but we can change the lighting and really brighten it up so we can read it clearly. And this is why it's so important to be able to change the lighting on the fly on your web page. So it actually says Cleomenes Apollodorou Athenaeos Epoiesin. So Cleomenes, the son of Apollodorus, the Athenian, made this. If we have a statue group with a couple of figures that are intertwined, where the arms and the legs are intertwined, perhaps the wrestlers we might think of, that is very difficult because it's very hard to capture the 3D data in these crevices between where arms are overlapping and legs are crossing. And so that takes a lot of care. It dwarfs in scale any other similar project that I had ever done, or really I think that anyone had ever done, in terms of digitizing an important collection of sculpture, ancient or modern. And through our project, we're trying to heighten the awareness of the public of these great works of art so that when they go to Florence, they pay attention to them and take a close look.
We can do beautiful models that are very spectacular, but this experience is never the substitute of the real experience of being in the place. So it is a complement. So having this allows you to having a more aware visit on the real thing. The opportunity to work in a beautiful museum like the Uffizi in Florence, which is overcrowded all the day, in the only day in which it is closed, so you are alone in front of a beautiful sculpture, or maybe in front of the Primavera by Botticelli, and you and this beautiful thing alone. This is an experience that has no price.